Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cinema Savvy. My name is Tate. How is everyone doing today? I'm here to talk to you about a kind of new release, but also not really a new release of 2023 this year, which is, of course, Stop Making Sense, the what is heralded by a lot of people as the greatest concert film of all time. I know that there is a very popular concert film out at the moment, and maybe Taylor Swift is saving cinema, but I didn't go and see that because it cost too much to go and see. And I was more excited about seeing this film than I was about seeing that film. And it is technically a 2023 new release. Basically, A24 have fully restored the film of the original concerts into 4K to coincide with its 40th anniversary. It was filmed in 1983 across 3 nights in Hollywood. And they kind of stitched together the footage and edited it together. So filming different parts over the different nights to blend it all in together to make it into this kind of amazing, seamless concert film. Done by filmmaker Jonathan Demme. I haven't seen any of his other work personally, but it is considered to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, concert film of all time. And you can look at so many different lists, and they will almost always have Stop Making Sense written on there. Before we go into kind of my review of it, please go and follow us on all of our socials over here. Please go and follow our link tree, and that'll take you to our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Letterboxd. And also go and pick up some merch from our Redbubble store in the description. And also in the comments, let me know if you've seen this film, because this one was fascinating. I saw the trailer come out. I heard that they were going to be doing a restoration of it, and I thought, okay, that'd be interesting because I've heard chatter about this being a very good concert film. As soon as the trailer came out, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll definitely go and try and see it. Limited release in the UK, a little bit of a wider release in the US, I believe. But I was like, do you know what? This is on my list of things to see. You know, I'd had it written down for going to watch at the London Film Festival. But as soon as I mentioned it to my dad, who remembers seeing it back in the day as well, he was like, oh yeah, 100%. I want to go along. I want to go and actually watch this film. So it kind of led to me watching it as like a full-on kind of, okay, we'll make it into a cinema trip kind of thing, which was really nice. It's really interesting getting the opinions of someone who's seen it from that time as well, because I also have friends of the family who went and saw this concert live, not at Hollywood Bowl or wherever it was filmed. Sorry, at the Pantages Theatre in Hollywood. No, but saw the Stop Making Sense tour, and people talk about it still as one of the greatest kind of music-based tours of all time. Of course, for those people who don't know, Stop Making Sense is a concert film about the band The Talking Heads, based off their album. And for those who go, I don't know Talking Heads, I'll just rattle off a few songs and then you'll be like, oh, it's those guys. So Psycho Killer, let's go with Burning Down the House. You've also got Once in a Lifetime. I think those are their 3 most popular songs. Down by the River. There's so many good songs they have released. I'm sure that you'll recognize a couple of the songs if they were played to you and you go, oh, it's that band. Okay, that's fine. And their eccentric lead singer, David Byrne, who, if you saw our brand new intro, new to Cinema Savvy intro thing that we've got going on at the moment, you would have seen that American Utopia was one of the things, and David Byrne released that, I want to say 1 or 2 years ago, as part of London Film Festival. It was one of the films that was showing up there. So that was very interesting as well. For me, this was the first time I'd actually seen this film. I decided, no, I'm not going to watch it first because it's a complete restoration. There's no extra footage added in or anything like that. So I'm just going to go and watch the film and make sure that, I've, seen it when it's at the cinema, not when, I watch it at home and then go watch it and it's just a 4K restoration. It's not going to be special at all. But I was fascinated by it. This is a very well put together concert in general. Starting off with David Byrne just walking on stage with a guitar, with a cassette player, and going, I just want to play you something, going straight into Psycho Killer, one of the most popular songs. And then as the concert goes on, you get more and more members of the band joining on stage, one per song, usually kind of ties it all together. By the time they get to like the 8th or 9th song, so already like half an hour into the concert, that's finally when the full band is out in their proper positions, and that's where they go into kind of some of their bigger hits, which is fantastic. As far as directing is concerned, this is brilliant. And the fact that it was filmed over 3 nights and they were able to stitch together different parts meant that you get these camera angles, which are fascinating, that would cross over, of course, if it was all filmed on one night, because you're getting really up close and personal and getting different kind of framing and shots of different members of the band. And then you're cutting away to another shot that would absolutely clash, but instead you're kind of fully immersed in it instead. So you get some points where you're focusing solely on the drummer, some points where you're focusing on 3 or 4 members of the band at one time, with a couple in the foreground, couple in the background. You've got zoomed out areas of the stage from side stage. You've got zoomed out areas from the very back of the crowd. And it's really fascinating as well. They don't bring the crowd into many of the shots until literally the final song, and show how good of a time people are having. All the way throughout it's just solely focused on the band, solely focused on the musicality of what's going on in front of you on stage. It's just so well put together. It's a really, really well put together film, and really, really well directed. I mean, it's technically a new release because A24 have slapped their name on it, and it's one of my favorites of the year so far, just because of the filmmaking that's put behind it. It's brilliant. It's so well put together. I highly recommend people going and watching it as part of the cinema experience. However, because it's 4K restored, it is going to be released for home media as a 4K release. I'm pretty sure George, I'm going to be tempting him across to getting this and doing a home media video on this as well, because it is fascinating, this film. It's really well put together, and even if you don't like the band, you can appreciate and understand the musicality that goes behind it. And even if you're not a big fan of their music in that sense as well, you can appreciate the direction, the stage kind of production that has gone behind this as well. Especially if you're taking the concert as a whole, and if I was to go and review the concert, I'd say I love the music, love the musicality, love the energy that everyone brings to it, especially David Byrne as a frontman. He has this kind of manic ADHD energy that comes to this when he's on stage. He is always doing something, whether it is dancing, whether it is kind of running around the stage, whether it is involving different people of the band. There's so many different things that he's doing at one time on the stage. But the stage evolves as we go through the actual concert. So to start off with, of course, David Byrne walking on with just his guitar and the cassette player. And it shows the entire back of stage as well. So normally all the ropes, all the ladders and everything like that sets up the lighting would be covered up. Nope, he just walks on. It's really light. And as more people join, once the full band joins, a black curtain comes down behind them. And at that point, they're able to make use of shadows. They're able to make use of different lighting. They're able to make use of different people in the band being lit up. People, it's like almost like a nightmare sequence. It's fantastic for certain songs. And it brings to the manicness of it. It brings to all of it. And of course, we have one of the most iconic moments. I don't have an oversized suit, so I can't show it off in the video. But probably the most famous thing about this concert is the oversized suit that David Byrne wears at one stage, and that was fantastic to see. Him walking out, him dancing around in this suit that's way too big for him. This film will never stop making sense. I know that was the tagline of the film itself, but this is such a well put together film, and I'm really glad that I took the time kind of to actually go and hunt it down. I had to travel quite far, like 25, 30 miles, to be able to get to a cinema that was showing it, and it was a really cute cinema as well. So I was really, really happy that I was able to go and actually watch a film in that setting, and watch this film in particular. And to be able to watch kind of the direction of Jonathan Demme, who I'm now actually going to go and try and figure out what else he has done, because this is unbelievably well put together. Okay, so he filmed Philadelphia. Oh wow, Silence of the Lambs. Okay, yeah. So his filmography. Yeah, okay. Now I know who he is. Okay, wow. I can't believe I didn't know he directed those 2 films. Manchurian Candidate. Okay, yeah. So he is a well-known director, if that is the case. I just hadn't put those 2 together. That's hilarious. People are going to be screaming at me in the comments like, "How do you not recognize this?" Sometimes I know directors, sometimes I don't, and that is one that is very, very interesting to find out, that he was able to direct this film, and also be able to direct something as manic as Silence of the Lambs as well. That's crazy. So he has won Best Director at the Academy Awards before then. And he's won Best Film, I believe, at the Academy Awards. No, that did win Best Film, didn't it? It did. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. That caught me off guard as well. So there you go. I would highly recommend going to see this film. Even if you have to wait around for the 4K release to come out, I would go and say watch it in the cinema, because if you're a fan of the Talking Heads, if you're a fan of Jonathan Demme as a director, unbelievable that's kind of only just clicked in my head just then. If you just like to watch something that isn't the Taylor Swift film, that isn't going to cost you $20 or £20 or whatever they're charging for it, and if you want to see the best concert film of all time, I would highly recommend this. And A24 on a streak anyway. We like A24 for multiple different reasons, including because they are supporting the actors and the writers in their various different strikes that were going on. So good studio, and help support films, help support cinemas, and go watch this film. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Please go and follow us on all of our socials. If you've seen Stop Making Sense, if you saw it originally when it was released in 1984, or if you've seen it as it's re-released now, please comment below. Tell us what you thought of this. Tell us what your memories were back when you first watched it, and go and follow us on all of our social medias on the Linktree link in the description, and go and pick up some merch from our Redbubble as well. Thank you ever so much for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.